Looks good? Wow. Honestly, it's not to boast about its merits, but I feel like it's one of the best, at least that I've tried so far. Hello everyone. Today, we're back with a new video, and I'm going to introduce you to an air fryer that was sent to me by the Cosori brand. It's the 6-liter TurboBlaze air fryer with lots of options. So this is an unboxing. We'll open and unpack everything together. Then, I'll prepare a complete meal from A to Z using the air fryer, because apparently, it has the particularity of being extremely fast, which we'll see together. They've added continuous motors to improve the system. After making this complete meal, we'll explore together the options, what it can do, etc. And here we go, we open it. The air fryer grid that needs to be placed at the bottom of the basket. A small pouch, it's too cute. I think it's the user manual. Yes, a little booklet to inform us that we have a 2-year warranty, along with their social media accounts, and a complete recipe book with appetizers, main courses, desserts, and all of that in French. I can't wait to discover its design. It's not very heavy. The control panel is, I believe, touch sensitive, and here we have a protective film. The cooking basket is 6 liters, and the grid needs to be placed at the bottom. I washed the tray, and let's get started on the complete meal in this new air fryer. For the first recipe in this air fryer meal, I've decided to simply make bread to accompany my appetizer, main course, and, well, dessert. I've already prepared my dough in advance. All that's left is to brush the surface of my bread with an egg yolk and a bit of milk. Don't worry about the recipe. I'll leave it in the description below the video for you. As for the cooking, it will be a bit improvised since I've never used this air fryer before, and supposedly it's very fast. It's a brioche bread, a type that goes well with your meals or even for breakfast, to make toast. It's usually a delicious bread. I just hope my mold fits into the air fryer. Otherwise, we might be stuck, you see. And since I never think before doing things. Come on, I've brushed the surface. Here we go. Let's try. I'm lucky. I absolutely have to show you the control panel, how it looks. Here we have the button to turn it on, okay. So, for my bread usually, according to my experiences with my other air fryers, I always use the bake mode. Normally, I set it to 160, but this time I feel like setting it to 150 degrees. For 25 minutes, you see. Well, I could be wrong. We'll see anyway. You can see, it's great. The touch screen is really smooth. All right, let's go. This way, we can hear the noise it makes. It doesn't seem excessively loud to me. Let me know in the comments what you think, okay? Well, I'll see you in 25 minutes for the result of this brioche. The baking of my bread is done. Let's discover the result together. I didn't cheat. I didn't open it. Oh, my bread is a bit bronzed even though I didn't leave it for long and at a low temperature. We'll let it cool down. We'll unmold it together. It has a nice golden crust. It rose well. We'll see if it's well cooked underneath as well. We'll find out when I unmold it. Now, on to the second recipe. We'll make an appetizer, and it will be hard-boiled eggs. Don't tell me in the comments that it's not a recipe. Blah, blah, blah. I often make recipes with the air fryer, and I've noticed that people love fries, chicken, and hard-boiled eggs the most. So, this is a test with hard-boiled eggs. I'll rely on the cooking time I'm used to with my other air fryers, and it will be the bake mode at 130 degrees for 15 minutes. Let's go. While my eggs are cooking, I'll unmold the bread. I never manage to wait for it to cool down. I'm too impatient. I hope it won't be a mess. However, I'll wait for it to cool down before cutting it. I hope the bottom is cooked, otherwise it will be a disappointment. Yes, it's well cooked, it's white, but very well cooked. I'll let it cool down and then I'll cut it to show you the top, the bottom, and the inside. You'll see it's going to be very soft. What I'll do is leave it under a cloth until it cools down completely, because when you make bread or rolls or brioches, it's good to put them under a cloth for a few minutes after baking, because it will make your bread and brioches perfectly soft. The 15 minutes are up. I take out my hard-boiled eggs and I'm going to dip them in a small bowl of cold water so that I don't burn my fingers when I peel them because they're very hot. Peel off? Peel off. Well, no, not peel shell, because eggs don't peel, they shell. I could see you in the comments ready to jump at my throat as usual, and you see, I caught myself. Well, they shell easily, no difficulty for me. Let's check the inside. I think the hard-boiled eggs are perfect, we'll see. Some people in the comments of my air fryer hard-boiled egg videos also told me that they managed to do air fryer at 150 degrees for 12 minutes. Well, I've always stuck to 130 degrees for 15 minutes, but if they say so, it probably works well at a higher temperature for 12 minutes. Tell me, what method do you use to make your air fryer hard-boiled eggs? And the last egg. You can also make deviled eggs and mix the yolk with mayonnaise, and even with tuna, by the way. I'll show you closer, and I'll sprinkle a little cumin on my eggs afterward. Look, not bad, right? A little cumin on top, eggs with cumin are good. Let's cut the bread now. It looks good and soft. The bread is a great success. The underside is white but cooked. Not bad. Third recipe of this complete air fryer meal, the main course of delicious curry kebabs and, quite simply, home fries in a pretty shape like this. Now I'm tempted to cook everything together, that's what I was going to do. And what's more, when I was making the hard-boiled eggs, I leafed through the recipe manual and everything, and they tell us in the instruction manual that you can cook everything at the same time, when the cooking times and temperatures are the same, without the fries tasting like chicken and the chicken tasting like fries, you know what I mean. So it remains to be seen whether it will fit in the vat. That's what we're going to find out. I think it's going to be good. I'll show you arrange them, and then I'll show you. I'll arrange the skewers tightly, and then we'll see how much space is left for the fries. For the marinade, it's straightforward. I placed the chicken with bell peppers and marinated it in natural yogurt with curry, a bit of pepper, and a pinch of salt. It's really a simple thing. Basic. The skewers, yeah, it's going to be just right. Honestly, spot on. I'm going to use this little accessory to put the fries in, so it'll be easier to stir them since the fries need to be shaken quite regularly. I'd say every 5 minutes. I'm using my usual fail-proof recipe. I hope they cook well because they'll be concentrated in a small space. And silicone is not the best thing to cook with in an air fryer, I'm telling you the truth. So this time, I didn't add any oil, salt, or anything. No seasoning on the fries because I seasoned them, and add a little oil 5 minutes before the end of cooking. I put everything like this. Let me show you. I have to do some tinkering. It's not true. Unplug, plug back in. It's handling. I am extremely versatile. And there you go. Look, listen. I placed it like this. There's a skewer here and here too. I'm trying not to tilt too much or I'll spill everything. Look, it's clearer now. So here we have a skewer, the little thing with the fries. And now I'm going to start, ladies and gentlemen. So I choose the Airfryer function. I'll leave it at 595 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'll set it for 20 minutes, knowing that every 5 minutes I'll stir the fries, okay? And at 5 minutes before the end of cooking, so at 15 minutes, I'll add a bit of frying oil to my fries only, and I'll also add salt, paprika, and so on. Wait, what? I forgot a little thing, which is to put a bit of olive oil on my skewers. It's optional, but I like to do it. There you go. I'll leave you the link, of course, for the air fryer and all my little gadgets and accessories in the description below the video. Let's go for 20 minutes at 595 degrees. We'll see if the air fry mode makes any noise. Generally, the air fry mode is the one that makes the most noise. The noise doesn't seem excessive at all, which is a good point. All right, we'll check everything in 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, the cooking is done. Let's discover the result together. Oh yes, the skewers look good. Wait, I'll take them out without burning myself, of course. I'll be careful. I've got a little paper towel. Yes, they look good. Oh wow. Honestly, not to boast, but I feel like it's one of the best, at least that I've tried since the beginning. I like this machine. I take out the basket of fries. Chicken skewers with curry and fries. I'll show you the creations from the beginning. So, the bread, the eggs, and now the skewers. And French fries. And now, let's move on to dessert. And for this dessert, we're going to make yogurt. Yes, you heard it perfectly. The air fryer goes from 30 degrees to 230 degrees, so we can perfectly make yogurt. Don't worry, It's not because you're going to make yogurt for 8 hours in your air fryer that you'll consume more electricity than making them in a yogurt maker. It's important to know that at 30, 35 degrees, 40 degrees, the devices consume almost nothing. For yogurt, it's easy. You will need a liter of whole milk. If you don't have whole milk, you can use semi-skimmed milk, but it's still better for consistency with whole milk. And a lactic ferment, if you can't find any in the supermarket, it's no problem. You can replace the ferment. Buy a natural yogurt, it will work very well. I put my sachet like this, and then with a small whisk, I stir. I'll take small jars like these. I don't know how many I'll be able to fill with these. They hold 150 milliliters. Listen, 6 yogurts. Exactly, right on target. And without putting a drop next to it, now's the time to congratulate me in the comments. At this point, I put the lids back on. Technically, you're not obliged to put the lids back on, but at 30 or even 40 degrees, the lids won't melt. And having tried both methods, I prefer putting the lids on during the fermentation. Because if you don't put the lids on, a thin layer may form on the surface of your yogurts. I take my bowl that I've of course washed beforehand, since I made the kebabs before, and it was quite hot. And there, quite simply, we place our pots in the bowl. I've put 6 yogurts in the air fryer. Know that you can easily put 9, I think, in total. Let's go for 8 hours of fermentation. We'll see if I'm going to do them in proof mode or dehydration mode. So proof, what does it say about the temperature? It's exact to the degree, but that's great. Okay, in proof mode at 40 degrees for 8 hours. Perfect. So I'll set them in proof mode at 40 degrees for 8 hours. Let's go. And after that, you'll discover my yogurts, knowing that at the end of the 8 hours, you'll have to leave them in the fridge for 2 to 3 hours before tasting them. Okay, let's go. After 8 hours of fermentation, we have some yogurts. Look, let's try with a spoon. They are plain, without sugar. They are very, very good and quite firm. It's a great success for my yogurts. So, for yogurts, proof mode at 40 degrees for 8 hours is sufficient. Now I'm going to give you a brief overview of the different modes and how to use them. So with the Cosori TurboBlaze, well, on this side we have the button to turn it on or off. Here, the button to start cooking or stop it at any time. So pause. The temperatures range from 30 degrees to 230 degrees. Here, it's the time. 1 minute, you can go from 1 minute to 24 hours, I think. We'll see. I think this mode goes the furthest, up to 12 hours. And in dehydration mode, let's check. Yes, so it's 24 hours in dehydration mode. So, minutes from 1 minute to 24 hours, depending on what you're dehydrating or what you want to cook. In mode, we have the preheat mode. So it's the preheating mode. You can set the temperature as you like. However, it's always 4 minutes of preheating. Next is the reheat mode. So this is for warming your food at a gentle temperature. For example, when you have leftovers, you put them in the air fryer basket to warm them up and restore their crispiness. The dry mode here corresponds to dehydration. To dehydrate your herbs, vegetables, or make spice blends, like mint for kefta spices, for instance. You can dehydrate roasts, meat to make charcuterie, and dried fruits. Moreover, you can even make yogurts in dehydration mode. However, there is a specific mode for yogurts, so you don't need to do them in dehydration. I also make meringues in dehydration mode. I'll try to share some photos. For meringues, I usually set it to 90 degrees for an hour. Here, we have the bake mode, which corresponds to oven baking. For example, if you want to make lasagnas or cakes, look, I baked my bread in bake mode earlier. You can make cookies, brookies, basically pastries as in an oven. Proof mode is for letting your bread or brioche dough rise. Actually, I could have let my bread dough rise directly in the air fryer basket in proof mode at 35 degrees for an hour. This way, by placing your bread dough, brioche dough, burger dough, or any homemade dough in the air fryer, they will rise much better and much more easily than at room temperature. You just need to put your dough in a container inside your air fryer, and in an hour, it will have doubled in volume. There is also the air fry mode for anything involving frying without oil or with very little oil, for cooking your chickens, whether whole chickens or skewers, as I did earlier. You can cook your homemade or industrial chicken nuggets, whatever you like. anything that involves frying with oil or with little oil, such as donuts, etc. The roast mode is for roasting, often used for roasting meats to make them juicy and delicious. You can also roast vegetables to your liking. Here we have the grill mode, which goes up to a maximum temperature of 230 degrees to sear or cook your meats at high temperatures. You can also melt cheese. For example, sometimes when making hamburgers, we melt the cheese directly on the steak or on the bread. You can very well do this with the grill mode for 2 minutes, or even grill the top of your gratins, cauliflower gratins, or any gratins of your choice. Here we have the frozen function, which is also suitable for all frozen foods and also reaches a maximum temperature of 230 degrees. So frozen is for anything frozen, like chicken nuggets to make them crispy, potato fries, etc., etc. And finally, we have the warm function. So this is a warming function. You cannot change the temperature because it is locked at 75 degrees, which is the temperature for keeping warm. And for the minutes, you can keep warm for a maximum of 1 hour. So, let's debrief together. Don't hesitate to tell me what you thought of it in the comments section. Incidentally, I'll leave you the product link in the description. As usual, enjoy. In my opinion, the prices with Black Friday are going to be unbeatable. And in all sincerity, this really is one of the best air fryers I've ever tested. I haven't tested too many things since I just unpacked it today, but frankly, it holds up very, very well. It's versatile. And I found it fast in the sense that I usually put in more or less my own cooking times. But sometimes I add a bit more than I did here, and it was perfectly cooked. My bread, top and bottom, was well cooked. I think the design is magnificent. The control panel, I found it too beautiful in black and orange. They're my colors, the colors of my YouTube channel. I love them. Too beautiful. Several people had asked me what I thought of it on social networks, and frankly, you can go ahead. It's a great buy. It's quality. You can tell right away it's not a piece of junk. The explanation book with all the modes and charts is really well done. There's advice. I folded all the pages that were interesting because I flipped through it while my ingredients and recipes were cooking. Everything is clear. You can't go wrong. You've got the foods, poultry, beef, pork and lamb, everything. You've got all kinds of tips. Spray with oil, overcapacity, sprouting, resting, dehydrating, adapting recipes, 2 products at a time, easy cleaning, safety instructions, and of course all the recipes. You've got breakfast, appetizers, entrees, side dishes and desserts. It's really excellent value for money for all that's inside, including the recipe book, the clear, effective explanations, what it can do, and its speed. The design, everything. I loved this appliance. Really. And besides, the skewers are not dry at all. They're delicious. It's absolutely fantastic. Also, Cosori was really nice to me because they offered to send me 2 of them just like that. So one here to test and present on YouTube, and another one that I should give to one of my subscribers. So it's super nice. It's the first time someone has offered me something like this. So I intend to organize a little giveaway, a contest, because I won't be able to choose who will get it among all my subscribers. So I will organize a contest, most likely on TikTok or Instagram. I'm thinking more of TikTok. By the way, if you're still not subscribed to my other social media accounts, now is the time to do it. There are always small giveaways, fun stuff for everyone, and I regularly post lots and lots of air fryer recipes. So it's the moment to subscribe, and it's free. If you enjoy my content, please like my video, leave a little comment to say hi, and let me know what you thought about this Cosori air fryer. And I'll see you soon for new tests or new recipes. Bye.